Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Big show tonight. Tonight we're going to preview all the fights and show you all the results in the Bob Rose Cup, the Ultra Tune Bob Rose Cup, recently at Malvern Town Hall. It was a 6-fight card. The first fight, Jag Bra, trained by Sam Brizzy, fought Brett Dames, and this was scheduled for 4 rounds. Let's go straight into the action.
Round one. And welcome to Bob Rose Cup Night 2015 here at the Malvern Town Hall. You're with Sarith Biswasam, and alongside me is Michael Tamura. And a big night in boxing planned here tonight.
Absolutely, it's a 6-fight card, and all of these fights are matched to provide great spectacle for the fans in attendance. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it unfolds.
And first up here we've got Jag Singh Bra taking on Brent Dames in a junior welterweight bout scheduled for 4 rounds, and the two have already got going.
Yeah, and Jag, who we see there in the yellow trunks with the black piping, I mean, neither of these two guys are taking a backward step early.
Yeah, some of those shots were pretty clean. Dames probably has got the ascendancy at the moment, but I think in case for Bra is he really wants to get to his round, but he's down
neutral
now
corner,
with the left hand.
neutral corner,
hook.
neutral corner.
Dames is on top here and landed a cracking shot there for the knockdown, but Bra seems to keep coming forward.
He is, but he's been susceptible to that left hook all this round.
Weight division, and Dames
What's
having
the
scored
elbows,
a second round, a knockdown in the first round, seems to have come out with all attack here in the second.
Yeah, it seems like they both reloaded in between rounds, and they're picking up at the same pace that that first round presented. Jag Singh coming to this fight 1-0, Dames the opposite end, 0-1, but this is a pretty good competitive matchup.
Watch the heads, boys, watch the
Dames
heads.
certainly want to get that first win on the ledger.
Absolutely, and I'm sure after that first round he's starting to get a little bit of a taste of victory as a boxer.
And with a 4-round fight, a knockdown is critical in when you got 2 rounds all. Round 3 of Jag Singh Bro and Brent Dames here at the Malvern Town Hall Bob Rose Cup Night 2015, and again another explosive.
Watch the elbow, Brent.
Yeah, the first 15 seconds of each round in this bout have been sizzling.
Watch the heads, fellas, watch the heads.
He's going to have to win this round and the next to take the fight.
He's going to have to dig deep here, although he's probably just shading this round so far. But again, it's been a sizzling pace, and as we see, Dames lands 2 cracking shots to the head.
Yeah, nice hooks there by Dames, and both fighters not willing to
don't hold, Brent. Stop.
But they're going to the back end of this round if he wants to pinch this, if he wants to take home the round, given what we've seen so far.
Well, if he doesn't land a clean power shot here to shift the momentum of the round, there's no doubt he's losing this.
There's a nice little uppercut by Dames, but
don't hold.
Singh came
Watch
in with
the heads,
a hook of his
fellas,
own,
and keep
now
the
works
punches
the
up.
body and has Dames pinned
Keep
against
the punches
ropes,
up.
but Dames fighting his way out. Who's going to punctuate this round? It looks like it still is up for grabs.
Very tight round. Again, Dames with a strong body shot. Singh's in a little bit of trouble. Could this be the changing moment of this ride?
Is he going to close? Who's going to close up the stronger here? There's only seconds left, and what a fight it's been between Singh Bra and Dames.
Stop.
Unanimous points winner, blue corner, Brent Dames.
Gee, very impressive performance there from Brett Dames. He slugged out a good points decision now, as we saw. The second fight of the night was Karobo Ito from up at Northside Gym up against Chase Haley. We've interviewed Chase Haley here at the studio. He's a tough boxer. And Karobo Ito trained at Northside by Morris Shot. This fight was at super middleweight over 6 rounds. Let's go straight into the action.
This is one of the fights I've really been looking forward to seeing on this card. You've got the southpaw young Caballero with Maurice Shot in the corner, Chase Haley out of the Tarneet Boxing Gym with Dave Hegarty. Both well trained, both well schooled. This is going to be a sizzling fight. Both guys measuring. Edo fires again to the head, just short.
10 seconds.
And quite an even round, but both fighters having their moments, but you wouldn't say that neither fighter really took over and dominated the round. And we see in the last fight that there was a lot of close in fighting, but this fight looks to have been fought mostly at range.
Yeah, and when they do get on the inside, they're very fiery exchanges, the short. See there, Haley just reloading, and that's smart of him. He's a taller guy, probably fighting on the inside, swinging away is not his game here.
And we touched on Haley having the superior height advantage.
Keep him up, keep him up.
We're both using this stalking type of style. Do you feel that it works to his advantage with the height?
At the moment, he's been smothering his punching room and being susceptible to counters, but as I say that, he's landing some heavy shots on the inside right now.
Oh, a nice left hand there by Edo.
Yeah, although cracking uppercut by Haley as well, left uppercut.
Both fighters.
Stop! Come here, come here.
And we saw Haley looking to stalk Edo quite a fair bit in the third round, but this time around it looks like he's steadied himself in the centre of the ring and hasn't been as attacking in that front.
Watch those heads again, let's go.
Well, Edo definitely looking to change up the tactics here, trying to offer some angles, get on his toes again. No doubt Edo's tiring, but he's still letting his hands go.
Yeah, and Haley's really stalking him, but he hasn't really been able to pull the trigger too often here to do some damage.
He's got to get busy though. He does with a left hook right there.
A nice left hook there, and he tries to get the uppercut in.
Another hook.
You can sense the urgency on Haley's face.
Absolutely, he's got to start getting proactive here, not just looking to counter what comes back from Edo.
He gets himself out of the corner and moves across the ring, Edo, and he's been very good on the
Drive
back
that corner,
moves
drive
this
the
fight.
corner here.
It's just that Haley that's in the fifth round onwards, he's really starting to be quite effective with his stalking, so he's going to have to be quite smart on the counter, Edo, when he's finished in the next 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought especially late in the previous round, Haley started to get busier and throwing combinations, which he hadn't done probably from rounds 3 and 4. Haley coming forward, stalking with the right hand.
Do you feel that the
10 seconds there.
Break, don't
generalship
punch,
might play a role in
right
deciding
back, here
this
we go.
sixth round?
Last in.
And May, although very, very even round, hard to separate him.
That's it, boys.
Terrific fight there.
Unanimous points winner, red corner, Sweet K,
Gee, very tough fight and you know, super impressive performance from Chase Haley and Karobo Edo. Karobo Edo got the points win. We're going to be off to a break and back with more. Welcome back to the KO Boxing Show. Now for the third bout of the night, Bob Rose Cup, Ultra Tune Bob Rose Cup. Thanks to Sean Buckley. Kota Assi, trained at the Northside Gym by Morris Shot, was taking on Alessandro Mammoliti. So it's a pretty tough name to pronounce, and it was a pretty tough fight. Let's go straight into the action.
3 of 6 scheduled bouts for tonight at the Melbourne Town Hall. Bob Rose Cup night 2015 sees Kota Assi take on Alessandro Mammoliti in what's scheduled for a 6-round contest at around the junior middleweight limits. So you're aware of Mammoliti's camp and his corner. What do you expect to see in this fight, Mike?
I expect Mammoliti to look to utilise his range and box. He's more of a technical boxer than a fighter. He's fairly well schooled as an amateur in Italy, although he's been fighting off and on as a professional the last 8 years. He's actually a full-time chef, and that's what's brought him to Australia.
And with Mammoliti's development, what are the key areas of improvement the camp have been working on in this fight camp?
Well, I know that Tony Del Vecchio had said to me that he's been trying to get him to set down on his punches a little more. He felt like he's just a little bit too upright and stiff in his style and amateurish, so he's been trying to get him to bend his knees and dig into his punches, but we haven't seen much evidence of that so far. Maybe it's credit to Assi being able to draw him into his fight. It's a pesky kind of jab that Assi throws. It's not a real stiff or heavy shot, but it's a kind of punch that throws you off balance.
He's quite a compact fighter, Assi, and seems to put some good weight behind his punches. Do you feel that Assi could, even though he hasn't shown it to date in his career, be a knockout type puncher?
I don't think so, because although he does have a strong build and kind of a compact build, he's more of a target puncher.
Do you feel that Assi, looking at his career going forward, has that potential to start getting into some title fights?
Let goes.
Yeah, I think definitely the team, Maurice Schott, Northside Boxing Gym, definitely coming out of tonight, if he is to emerge victorious, like it appears that he will.
Box.
And you've managed fighters who fought in overseas and across different states. Do you find that, a big exchange here, Mammoliti has really exploded.
And we're just suggesting about biting down on the mouthpiece and throwing caution to win.
Don't hold, fellas.
Maybe he heard us, who
Don't
knows?
hold.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting contrast to the first 4 rounds, and a nice hook there by Mammoliti.
But this is what it requires. If he wants to go back home to Sydney with a victory, because he does call Sydney home nowadays, Coda's changed up a little bit here. He's trying to stay a little bit more swift, fleet-footed, and probably knowing that he's a mile in front in this contest.
Yeah, I think Coda can see the finish line, but just doesn't want to be caught on his unawares.
He's looking to counter, looking to stay nice and compact and sharp, and I'm sure that was the instruction from Maurice Schott in the corner to just come into his right. That was a cracking counter, and Alessandro won't be getting up.
The winner by knockout, 1 minute 38 seconds into the 6th and final round.
Super impressive win from Coda Rassi. That late KO is always great for the record, and Northside Gym and Maurice Schott would be super impressed. Alessandro from the tough gym in Bondi in Sydney, he was pretty good as well, so he'll learn from that and go on with it. Now we get to the title bouts. Terry Zuramanis versus Lewis Goodrich. Zuramanis trained by Ben Jewett and Lewis Goodrich trained by Murray Thompson. This is for the Victorian title. Let's go straight into the action.
Welcome to the 4th fight of Bob Rose Cup night 2015, and this is the first of 3 title bouts scheduled on the card, and it sees Terry Zuramanis take on Lewis Goodrich for the vacant Victoria State Super Lightweight title, and an interesting contest looms ahead.
Definitely. It's scheduled for 8, like you said, for the Victorian title, and I think that Goodrich, who previously has contested most of his career at welterweight, I think he's better suited at this weight. And
that mouse under the right eye of Goodrich is starting to blow up a bit, and I'm sure that'll be a target point for Terry throughout the remainder of this fight.
Oh, no doubt about it. See there, Terry brings a left hook to the head now.
Another left. And it looks like the right side of his, just below his left eye now is also puffed up a bit for
Goodrich firing to the body there on the inside. I think he's got to stop falling into Zuramanis' shots. He's getting a little bit overzealous in bending at the waist and falling forward, and when you do that, you're prone to counter shots.
Don't punch right back, Lord.
I think he's got to just slow down the pace a little bit, get back to the fundamentals, get to the jab, work the body, change his levels.
Even though he's been on the back foot most of this round, Zuramanis, he still seems quite comfortable with this style, and he's been throwing some effective counters.
Right back, here we go.
He has, although this is a lot closer than the previous 2 rounds.
In terms of capacity to see out the 8 rounds to the full potential, do you say Zuramanis has that edge?
Right back,
definitely. I mean,
watch your elbow come out.
Zuramanis,
Let's go.
since pretty much early in his career, since turning pro in 2009, has been kept relatively busy by Australian standards and been in quite a few distance contests. Yeah, the 10 rounds last year with Camille Bala in.
And in terms of pressing the action, the last 3 rounds, Goodrich has certainly been the one doing so, but Zuramanis is a calm customer, and he seems to be having that poise on him despite being under pressure.
And he usually ebbs and flows. You know, this has been a very, very close round thus far, but
and action has slowed down a fair bit in the last round or so. But still, both fighters looking to land some heavy bombs.
Yeah, and it's expected. In an 8-round contest, you always expect a drop off in the midst of the bout.
Cheering hard here as both fighters enter the last 25 seconds of this contest.
Work it, Declan. Get him free. Get him free. Work it.
I'm sure both,
Don't put
in
him down.
particular, Goodrich will want to leave it all on the line here.
Yeah, well, maybe Terry
seconds.
I'm not too sure,
Right,
but Goodrich
step
holding
back.
on. Maybe Terry will demonstrate that my
Pick it up.
prediction of 8 rounds is indeed true, but not quite how I pictured it, that's for sure.
Come on, congratulations. The new Victorian Super Lightweight Champion comes from the red corner. Terry Zuramanis.
Another impressive performance of Terry Zuramanis. He's undefeated at Malvern Town Hall and he's been undefeated since 2009. Very hard to beat there, but Lewis Goodrich fought a cracker. What a fight. Top performance in the Fighters Factory. Murray Thompson, he gets him right on the night, but he just came up short this time up against Terry Zuramanis. We're going to go to a break and we're going to come back with the 2 main fights straight after the break. Welcome back to the KO Boxing Show. Now it's time for the 2 main fights, semi-main event time. The vacant Victorian light heavyweight title up against Manny Vlamus and Stephen Maher. Stephen Maher, very, very tough performer. And Manny Vlamus, one of our favourites here in Victorian boxing. Let's go straight into the fight.
Semi-main event time here at the Malvern Town Hall. Bob Rose Cup night 2015. Sees Manny Vlamus take on Stephen Maher for the vacant Victoria State light heavyweight title over 8 rounds.
Exciting contest. A very, very interesting contrast of styles here. And although Maher only has 2 knockouts in 13 contests, he does possess quite decent power. And he's also got quite a deceiving record. He's been on the receiving end of quite a few dubious decisions against him. So
around the local circuit, you tend to get the same sort of people watching the fights.
yeah, it's possible, but I think it's just, and what Tommy McCrew was saying about winning the rounds definitively. So winning the rounds 90-10 rather than 55-45, in which then they kind of hang in the balance. It's just pushing them, whether it's that extra flurry, that little bit of body language, whatever it is. See, Stevie trying to prod here. Fires a left hook, but way off the mark.
He has looked pretty strong defensively, Stevie Maher.
You see Vlamus there, loading up on that right hand, and that hook's always been his money punch. And Yao's also said to me that he knows his brother possesses heavy power.
Neutral corner. Neutral corner.
Vlamus is down.
And there's that power we were just suggested.
4.
One thing Matty Vlamus never been lacking is true grit.
He keeps going forward. Even when he got knocked down, and when he got up, he just kept coming forward. It was a lot of courage.
Yeah, and Stevie staggered him there with the right hand. Vlamus concealed it well, but you see he took a step back. And Manny's one of those guys, he only takes a step back when hurt.
Don't push Steve with open glove.
Pace of the fight seems to be getting to Stevie Maher a little bit here.
Vlamus seems to be getting his bearings back now and looks to be pushing the pace here.
And in these close kind of rounds, although he just walked onto a beautiful right hand there. Hook of his own.
Yeah, left hook of his own there. Paying keen attention right here.
Both guys landing flush shots this round.
Stop!
Vlamus' mouthpiece is out.
Oh, nice uppercut there by Maher.
Keep him up,
Absolutely. There's no doubt he's winning this round clearly so far. Right hand by Stevie Maher. Maher in control of this round.
Yeah, quite an aggressive Maher. It's probably the most aggressive we've seen in the whole fight.
Absolutely. Another right hand by Maher. And Vlamus swinging back relentlessly too.
Vlamus lands a nice little hook close in.
Watch the head,
Although we're
fellas, watch
seeing
the
some
head.
things for Vlamus that are out of character here. It's not often you see Vlamus on the back foot looking to counter.
Do you feel like that could be something to consider about ring rust, that he might be fatiguing in these late stages? Well, he's certainly going to end this fight swinging. The crowd have really got on board here to cheer Manny home, because this next 30 or 40 seconds, he needs to finish Maher off.
He needs a knockout. There's no doubt there. And the crowd trying to implore him to that knockout, but Stevie Maher, 13 bouts as a professional, never been stopped. It's very hard to see him being flattened in this last 20 seconds.
Right hook there by Lamas, still coming forward.
Lamas
still
digging
pressing.
deep, but Stevie Maher coming back and answering.
Been very methodical.
10 seconds.
Right hand by Stevie. Lamas
Right.
launches a right, but too little too late, I believe, Shree.
What a final round and way to finish.
How about that? Come on! Unanimous points winner,
100%.
and the new Victorian light heavyweight champion comes from the blue corner, Stephen Marr.
Gee, what a fight that was for the Ultra Tune Bob Rose Cup night. Manny Lamas gallant in defeat, but he backs up now on Danny Green's undercard, August 19 at High Sense Arena. And for Stephen Marr, he'll go on to bigger and better things. He is a very, very good fighter. Now we're on to the main event for the WBC Asian Boxing Council between Mike Eskandari and Benjamin Capps. Mike Eskandari, trained by the President Darryl Ford. Benjamin Capp, trained by Rick Breeze. This is for a world ranking. Let's go straight into the action.
This fight is for the WBC Asian Boxing Council Continental Super Welterweight title and also for the coveted Bob Rose Cup. So we're expecting a ripping contest.
Digs to the body there. But where's a heavy right hand from Capps?
Working here, working here.
Different angle there, and he's working the body, but a nice hook again there by Eskandari. This fight's going to be really intriguing.
Pulsating opening round. Slightly edge Ben Capps.
Clearly his favourite punch, the hook, Eskandari.
He's swinging for the fences.
He feels he's got a moment to capitalise and he's really pushing Capps. The Capps is still looking quite measured.
Another wild hook from Eskandari.
See a lot of hoodies and t-shirts
Keep
at
your
the
head up, Ben.
boxing gyms are really coming out to support their fighters.
That's right. What I love on the local scene is that although there should be these local rivalries between these gyms, they usually come to the fight, cheer on their fighter, but they're also very respectful of their adversary too.
That's great. And I'm sure they're enjoying this contest right here now between Eskandari and Capps.
Eskandari.
Right.
Capps, nice lead right hand. And now works the body.
Capps has been the 10-round distance twice, and I think that'll hold him in good stead here. You can see that he's fighting a smart pace and dictating when to fight in spots.
Eskandari now starting up the tempo, but a nice jab there by Capps to keep him in check.
Eskandari getting a little bit wild, and if he keeps getting wild here, I think you'll see Capps start to take a few more chances.
Right.
I think he's got to get aggressive. He's got to get on the front foot and look to change the tempo here.
A nice hook there by Eskandari.
I don't think throwing these wild shots is going to do it. I think he's got to get back to the fundamentals.
Do you feel like that the jab needs to be implemented a bit more?
Absolutely. Everything comes off the jab.
Working here.
But just some straighter shots. These wild shots are going to give Capps a chance to time him down the centre. So Eskandari's in an uphill battle here. This is only the second time he's been in round 8.
You're pushing your head down.
And this is the only time he's been in an 8th round that he's trailing. He's going to have to find something within his reserve to push through to the final few rounds. You see Capps here just setting down on his punches a little bit more, and then boom, that hook landed. Capps sensing the finish here.
And a stoppage might be imminent here as Capps is starting to team up Eskandari.
Thinking to that body and head, and he might only be a shot or two away from finishing him here, but Eskandari trying to come back.
He's covering up in the most part, but he is trying to stay in this fight.
Ben Capps searching for that fourth stoppage victory in his career.
This is brilliant by Ben Capps, and the referee's watching
And he's
carefully.
working away. He's only a couple shots away from finishing him. It's all over.
The blood pressure, Benny Capps.
Gee, what a slashing contest between Mike Eskandari and Benjamin Capps. Mike Eskandari is going to learn from this. He's going to come back bigger and better. But Benjamin Capps, a world-class performance. He'll get a world ranking from this. And what a way to end the Bob Rose Cup night. So from everyone from the KO Boxing Shows, we keep saying, keep punching.